Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Who's channel. Do apologize for my absence for a while. Life happened and the COVID happened. Just working through this as we all are. Hope everybody's safe and well out there, whoever comes across this video. Today is 20 February, Saturday, 2021. As promised, I will be doing I guess a wear and tear type of video for the two Squale GMTs and a back-to-back review and comparison. This is the Squale GMT Pepsi dial, 40 millimeters. If you were following along with my channel, I did the unboxing of this watch, and the next watch, back-to-back review, my very first review ever on YouTube was this Squale GMT homage, again, to the Rolex GMTs, 42 millimeter this time, so you could tell the size difference there. The right side here is 2 millimeters larger than this one. You could tell the size is a little bit bigger, or actually significantly bigger on wrist presence. And just a black dial, kind of homage to the old school Rolex GMTs that came in the past, I believe maybe in the 80s. This is with Sin's Cyclops, and this is all the way through and through with the Cyclops, which is beautifully done as well. And this is my daily driver here. I wear this, if you followed along with my previous reviews, it's my daily driver for flying, as I am an airline pilot. And GMTs, as I spoke to the history of these watches, are designed for pilots, specifically airline pilots back in the Pan Am era. So with that said, a little bit of background, just doing a wear and tear. Look at the two watches here. I wear this pretty much Monday through Friday every day. And this Pepsi dial I wear from Friday to my weekends. And I haven't skipped a beat on wearing them, but I gotta say, these are holding up very nicely. If you take a look here, there's some fine hairline scratches here, but you know, when I'm pushing all the buttons in the cockpit, as well as, you know, raising, lowering the flaps gear. You know, there's a lot of metal parts, moving parts there I could bump these two watches on. And even when I'm deadheading in the back in the cabin where the customers ride as well. These are some tough watches. And I've gotten several compliments on both watches, but the one that has attracted the most attention, I guess good attention as always for these nice fine timepieces, good conversation starters for all the watch gurus out there that notices these watches, is the one on the left, the 40 millimeter Pepsi dial, the blue and red. So going into the specifics of this watch again, is this is a Swiss made ATA movement 2893. And it also comes in a Salida movement, Sierra Whiskey 330-1 automatic movement, but this one specifically that I'm holding, that I own, is ETA movement 2893 with the quick set GMT function. It's look at beautifully gilt dial, the black and indices of the gold, and it just pops. And you could, as you know from my previous review, the detailed overview of the ceramic dials and kind of the glass, like you see the mirror shine of the red in the bottom. It really does catch the light in a beautifully manner. And in the back, nice Squale logo, a little bit of wave action there, and sign clasp. Take a look here. Beautiful. It's just a beautiful watch as well as a Jubilee. So back to this, what people say about this watch is they automatically think and assume that this is a Rolex, actual Rolex Pepsi. Even when I tell these guys that, hey, it's not a Rolex, they still don't believe me. I have a story in Vegas. I was fortunate enough to hang with a brother of another mother of mine and double dating with him. And he's a very well-off kind of guy, so we're checking into the VIP section, and there was a couple guys coming in there with their own fine timepieces, and he wouldn't believe me that this was not a Rolex. And even after I met with a fellow alumni of mine in a lounge in Vegas, he has all kinds of GMTs as well as the Daytonas. He wouldn't believe me that this was not a Rolex. But hey, I'm not trying to fool anybody, but like I said, for me personally, I couldn't get my hands on a real Rolex, so I guess I found out about the brand of Squale, Italian, Swiss made, and I'm just very impressed with the way the build quality of this watch, as well as the history behind this brand. And so a couple comments were made on my previous video about, hey, how's the dial movement? And I did comment saying, hey, it's better than Rolex in my opinion. That's my opinion, my friend. Everybody has the right to their opinion. I just don't like the I guess the no sound movement of the dial in the Rolex. But check the movement out here. You could hear the crisp rotating sound. And I'm just way more of a fan of that. So all around, this Squale GMT Pepsi 40mm has been exceeding my expectations of quality, fit, and finish, obviously. And to all the Rolex snobberies, enthusiastic Rolex watch people out there, yeah, it ain't a Rolex, but hey, good on you for acquiring such timepieces. But until I acquired them, this will do the job just fine. Like I said, I gotta keep correcting the people that think this is a Rolex, but it is a Squale, finally made. And the wear and tear is objective of this video, and under the camera lens you can't even tell. There's a couple streaks there, but yeah. And I don't baby these watches, folks. I bang them up just like a G-Shock, and it has held up amazingly. Let me put this on wrist. And the illumination on the dial here, it's very, very well done as well. If you catch it in the sunlight, I'm sorry, it's kind of snowy day today here in Boston. But when you catch this in the sunlight, you could actually see the illumination of the lume in daylight. So the lume is good all around, great watch. Grazie mille, Squale, to this one. So continuing on with the back-to-back review of my Squales. I own these two pieces right now. To my first purchase from Noman is the 42mm. What do you guys think the size difference? It works out perfectly because, like I said, this is a daily driver. If this is a tank comparing it, this on my left side is maybe, I don't know, nice dune buggy, but very well made still, as well as tough and could handle all kinds of bumps and bruises along the way. Putting the Pepsi to the side, one last good look. Beautiful watch. Let me continue with the review of the Squale GMT Black 30 Atmos. Both watches with the Pepsi and this one is good to 300mm. I'm sorry, what am I talking about? Disregard, not millimeters, 300 meters dive length. So these are solid watches for diving as well. As you can see, the presence of the dial, it's the case, it's very pronounced versus the smaller, I guess, of the GMT 40mm. It's way bigger, but I love it. The case, the way the Squale makes the cases there, I'm thoroughly impressed. It's absolutely beautiful. For you Rolex owners out there, or the enthusiastic Rolex followers, as you know, the case is very similar to this, but I say Squale actually is better in terms of, you see, it's got the curvature to hug the wrist, the contours of the wrist. So it wears really well on the wrist, as you saw. Going back, sign clasps on the right here, beautiful. And this watch, I really banged the heck out of. Daily wearing this watch and not even a single scratch inside. Well, there's a couple hairlines, you can't even see it on the camera, but this has held up beautifully. Brushed steel bracelet, it's for the price. This is what did I pay? About $799 original price for this. Squale, I'm just thoroughly impressed with the quality of the watch for the price you pay. I think it's worth every single penny of the $800 almost dollars that I paid. Sign clasp as well. stainless steel. Very, very happy with this. And this is a little bit more understated, but like I said, this is a nice homage to the GMT Rolexes that came, I believe, in the 80s. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. And I do love, I'm a fan of this Cyclops, and the magnification is as good as Rolex. Center right on, the numbers there. And you can see the side profile. It's just beautiful. I guess people think this is Rolex, but I have received less comments on this. And you know, whatever you guys and gals think, I'm not trying to pass these watches off as a Rolex, okay? I just appreciate the original heritage design of the Rolex GMT inventors, so that's why I'm a fan. But to know that there is a micro brand out there, I don't know if you'd even call this a micro brand, but it's this Italian-made, Swiss-made brand out there that does even maybe arguably a better job than the original Rolex. I was sold. That's when I first became a fan of this brand, and I'm continuing to be a fan of it. Let's take a look at the bezel movement again. Critiques on this model: the bezel movement is a little bit tougher than the Pepsi dial, and that is a fact. But, you know, I got grease a little bit. I just washed my hands not too long ago, but still. Got the, you know, normal grease that comes along with being a human being here. But you know what? I can manipulate the dial, no problem. So there you go, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to Who's Channel again. If you got any comments or questions, please feel free to make a comment on the comments board. And, you know, thanks for tuning in, as always. The wear and tear of the Squale, I gotta say, I gotta give it an 8+. Excellent. Next video, I'll do a review of my other watches here, and I guess I could show you what it'll be, a little bit of a preview. If you see right there, voila. The left side is the Omega, like I said, and the right side is Rolex. And stay tuned for more of that. Hope everybody's safe. Wishing everybody safety in these pandemic times. And until next time, see you on Who's Channel. So long.